I'd better get you on your way.
No, I can sit here like this with you. It isn't so bad.
I see.
Do you?
Are you crying, Mitch?
A little bit. Mostly for you and me right now, I guess. Yes?
Listen to me.
Welcome. We are back. Another fun day in the market today. Well, if you're on the bull side. And yeah, a lot going on. GameStop swing pretty much hit the second target for 50%. Swings are all right now. You know, we got a few of them that are down a couple percent. 12 win streak for option trades and premium right now. It's been a pretty solid week. Not a perfect week still, you know, mess ups here and there, but we're going to break it all down tonight. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about the stock market. We're going to talk about crypto, some other markets, individual names. Fisk was up 5% today. CLOV. Wow. Okay, I didn't even know this. I thought CLOV closed up like 10%, only closed up like 4%. Yeah, so CLOV got sold pretty heavily in the afternoon. I didn't even see that. I wasn't like looking for the last couple hours of the day, but it closed up 4%. I was about to say 10%. GameStop was up really big at one point. It also pulled back intraday. See, it pretty much hit that second target. We're going to come back to these charts. We're going to start off with crypto. Dogecoin's not doing too well. Bitcoin as well. We talked about that range last night, or this descending triangle. There was a huge fake out. It went all the way, it went 2% under the support down to like 28K. And then it rallied all the way back up to 29.4K where it's at right now. So it's really like nothing changed from then to now, but in between then and now, you've got a very big fake out. And yeah, that's Bitcoin. In terms of the Doge trade, you've still got this 4-hour bullish or deep crab. And maybe you get a type 1 and type 2 move. We'll see what happens if it can just make a double bottom around this PCZ. And on the daily, you're kind of retesting that demand line you bounced off the last few times. So this is a very critical level for Doge. And just in general, this blue zone, which used to be resistance, to try and flip it into support. So key levels here. Ethereum, wow. It gave up its range and was not able to bounce back like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's flat right now. And the daily candles for crypto closed in 26 minutes. Ethereum's down 6%. So very big underperformance for Ethereum today. It broke this little consolidation range and went right down to the next support we've been looking at, 1723 from these lows and this recent low. So there's Ethereum. Moving on to other markets. Crude oil futures are testing a breakout. You could see these highs from March and May, but if we go way back in time to 2013 and 2011, this was also a resistance. It's retesting a breakout of this resistance, okay? Keep a very close eye on this. It's kind of like a cup and handle formation here as well. Very key level being tested for crude oil futures. It's been in this range for a while, but you did get a big move up today, up about 3.5%. To get closer to the top of the range, and you're currently testing the breakout for crude oil. Metals, gold, still just back testing the 200-day moving average. If this holds, this could be really interesting. Silver, still just testing a reclaim of the support, no change since yesterday. The dollar currency index continuing lower. You've still got the potential for hidden bullish divergence, but it's not developing right now. And your next support is still 101 on the dollar currency index, and then the Hang Seng index was flat today. So very quick coverage of the other markets. You've got the US 10-year as well, kind of like a doji candle indecision day, a little bit of hidden bullish divergence developing. Remember, I was very bearish on it up over here. Now it's starting to look a little bit different, right? Now you kind of have this little bull flag formation where it's really at the apex of this flag. And on the 4-hour, you can see the same thing as well. Very interesting. And moving on to the overall market. Big day, very big day. Up 2% on the S&P, almost 3% on the Nasdaq and the QQQ, 2% on the Russell 2000, pretty much 4% on the ARK ETF. Just one of the healthiest days I've seen in a while. And what did we talk about last night? That the market was finally looking healthy, right? Last night, if you watched the stream, we were talking about how on a lot of these bounces, right, that we got, we just go straight down. Let me do a little bit better. We just go straight down and then we just pop right back up for like 2 days. That's really just what a dead cat bounce is. What I said last night was we sold off, then we went up, but then we consolidated for a week. All right, that consolidation makes it a very different scenario than just going right up. Okay, it shows that not just for 2 days you're able to hold gains, for a whole entire week you were able to hold gains. And now if you can break out of this consolidation range to the upside, which you are kind of doing, especially on large cap tech stocks, that sets you up for a pretty interesting move potentially. You've already gotten a pretty interesting move off the lows. We'll see if it can keep going. And you're getting to some lower time frame resistances we're going to talk about as well, but we're just talking larger time frame stuff here. It just looks a lot healthier than a lot of the other bounces we've seen this year, which the bounces were nice, but they were very quick, and then you took out the lows very, very quickly, right? So we'll see what happens. But going back over to the S&P, on the daily, you've got that MACD crossover to green. Very clear, just double bottom looking formation off this 384 level, which used to be a little bit of a support from over here last March. And on the 4 hour, remember we were talking about this breakout yesterday. Well, there's your follow through price action after the breakout. This is the down sloping channel you've been in on the S&P since the end of March, beginning of April. Last night I said you broke out of it until you got more follow through price action. Now this is that short-term resistance I was talking about, right here between like 406 and 408. Okay, got these two lows over here, these two highs, and today's 2 4-hour candle highs. And even on lower time frames, this is pretty much where you topped out today at this gap fill level at 406.8. You pretty much double topped there intraday. And if you're in the Discord, I did let you know ahead of time that we were heading towards that gap fill. So this is your key resistance. Honestly, that can make this a little bit bigger. So not only is this just a resistance, but this is also the neckline of that double bottom I was mentioning. So if we just look at it like this, right, we also talked about the wedge last night. That's played out beautifully, but we can delete that now. And remember this like double bottom formation we were talking about on like the daily. If we zoom in here a little bit on like the 1 hour chart, take a look at this double bottom. Your neckline of the double bottom, or the breakout point, is the same exact zone right over here. So this is a critical area. Above this, good. Below this, not great. Then your next support's like 397-ish from these lows and these highs. So that's your S&P 500. The QQQ is retesting a reclaim of this very key level between like 298 and 303. You can see the high over here, the highs over here, the lows over here. You're retesting that on the 4 hour as well. You are testing a breakout of this descending broadening wedge we were talking about last night with the triple classic bullish divergence playing out. On the 1 hour chart, the wedge is pulling out. We can delete this now. I'd say the double bottom neckline, give me a second here. For the QQQ, I'd say the double bottom neckline is around right over here, around 307-ish, a little bit higher than where the S&P is pretty much like already up and testing it right now. QQQ is a little bit higher. So that's your QQQ. On the Russell 2000, remember the 1 hour triangle we were looking at? And last night I told you all that there was a break, hook, and go formation on the Russell heading into today. This is just textbook stuff, all right? You have your pattern, you break out, you hook on lower volume, and then you go on higher volume. That sets you up for the bigger move. This was just textbook stuff. I know Anna in the Discord was talking about this today. If you watched last night's stream, this was just a beautiful move. On higher time frames, you've broken out of this descending broadening wedge. So just a lot of breakouts, but again, you're already up very quickly off the lows. On lower time frames, you are seeing some resistance. So larger time frame breakouts, lower time frame resistances being tested. And yeah, this is again another double bottom looking formation off of a very critical level, which used to be resistance. This is what you want to see. All right, this is what you want to see. The Nasdaq's still in this wedge, getting closer towards that supply line breakout point, and then finally the ARK ETF. Let's zoom in a little bit here. It's back above this key level, this like $40 level that it was holding for a bit. It kind of had a fake out over here like 2 days ago, broke down, and now it's back up. On the 4 hour, I'd probably just look at the ARK ETF like this. And honestly, on the 1 hour, we can even chart this a little bit better. We're going to be looking at it as a right angled descending broadening wedge, all right? So this is pretty much what you've got here. It's a bullish pattern, and this is your right angle descending broadening wedge on the ARK ETF. There you go, and that low is right off of the gap fill that we were talking about last week. So those are your overall markets. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. Moving into individual names or the swings first. GameStop, beautiful move. Closed up 12%, but at the highs today, it was up like 30%. And yeah, the high of the day was 148. The target was 149. Pretty much hit the second target. That's a 51% gain at the highs, as you can see over here. This was alerted last week, I think last Tuesday. This was alerted to all of you at $97, and it just tapped 148 today. All right, so huge move for GameStop. And even if you weren't around last week, let's say you just started watching the stream this week, not one night ago, but 2 nights ago, we were talking about how this was back testing this blue support zone, and the breakout and the hidden bullish divergence was still there. I mean, this was just a technical setup that just played out honestly quicker than I expected. So yeah, got that 200-day moving average and that second target up over here. Then after that, you got some resistance at 160, and then my final target's 195. Again, it's already been a nice winning trade. Don't get greedy, but that's the third target if it decides to keep going. In terms of like supports for GameStop, it is trying to hold this 125 level, but these are the rest of the levels I have charted on the 1 hour. And then moving on to the next one, Zoom. This hit the first target for the second time now, breaking above this 105 level, which was highs from June of last year. Not much resistance to the second target at 120. That's pretty much a gap fill from over here in the beginning of April. Hopefully it can hold above this resistance point. CLOV today, I don't know. I mean, so if you watched last night's stream, we were talking about this inverse head and shoulders on CLOV. And I guess here's pretty much what happened, right? Last night I told you all that there wasn't a certainty that CLOV would bounce here, but it was a very good reward to risk, right? We were talking about it right over here where, you know, a technical stop area was literally just right under because you knew that you just wanted to hold 250. Well, you did that beautifully today. And I also showed you all this falling wedge last night on stream. Played out beautifully. Basically what you did is you ran up to the resistance zone that I've had charted for a long time, this 275 to 290-ish area. You ran up to it and then you sold off. You gave about halfway, you came back about halfway down. I honestly didn't even know this happened until I just saw it on the stream. I thought it closed around over here, but hopefully you can just make a higher low above 252 and then your inverse head and shoulders still has the potential. You haven't broken out. Closing and holding above 290 is a breakout for CLOV. Even more so, I just like to see it above 3, a very psychological level. And then you just, no matter what, want to stay above 250-ish right now. So that's CLOV. AMC, good start to the swing. It was up even more at the highs today. At the highs, so this was alerted yesterday to all of you in the Discord for free. It was up 12%. All right, at the highs today, it closed up 7%. Nice little fall through after the bullish engulfing-ish candle yesterday. 4 hours testing a breakout. If you redraw it, then it's not really. We'll just redraw it for right now. And then on the 1 hour, keep in mind that this is a pretty big resistance. This blue area, this was your high at the day. It used to be your low over here. It's a key level you want to keep an eye on. And on lower time frames, it's kind of actually flagging on like the 15-minute, which is interesting heading into tomorrow. It actually broke out into the close. So I got a little bit of a flag there on lower time frames as well. So that's AMC. Finally, QS up 9% today. Huge move for this swing today. MACD just crossed back to green. And I said last night on stream, last night or yesterday, QS pretty much underperformed most of the other swings. And I said it's still under 1130. I want to see it get back above that. Safe to say it's back above that by almost $1 now. And it's, it's gone up about 16% since the lows like 2 days ago. Now it's back towards the entry. So this is why I always talk about scaling, right? A lot of the swings, it is impossible for me to like perfectly call lows on everything. A lot of them are going to dip a bit first and then hopefully play out eventually. And on ones like this, this is only at the area I alerted it. By now, if you were scaling here, you could be really nicely in profit again. It just went up 16% off the lows. So not financial advice, but nice move. And then Fisker, the swing technically was marked to break even, but I told you all last time I'm just going to keep this on my chart for the sake of it. It's got this gap fill. It's moving towards it. Gap fill is around 1060-ish or 1070-ish on the daily. It's around $11 on the 1 hour. And Fisker just has this little range between 1024 and 1040 heading into tomorrow. Yeah, that's where it's at. Nice to see it getting back above this blue zone. It used to be support and resistance. It's trying to break back above it. Another one which was marked to break even, which was like right at the target up over here, was Lucid. This had a nice move today. I was actually watching this and I missed it this morning. I charted this yesterday evening, this little wedge and support area, and I just completely my alert went off and I was just too crazy this morning. I was trading MU and DraftKings, which we could talk about the trades now from Premium. 12 win streak currently. So this is what I showed you all yesterday. 5 losses in the last 31 alerts. I think we added another 2 wins on top of this today, which was SPY, Lotto puts, and DraftKings Lotto calls. I alerted these at 39 cents to premium members today. They went up to 51 cents. And these SPY Lotto puts I alerted at 96 cents. They went up to, it was not a great trade. It was okay. I mean, you know, nowadays it's like nobody cares about like 20% profits, but they went up 20% and then they just kind of did nothing. Yeah, this is the week so far. Not a lot of alerts this week. Only 5 alerts this week. All of them have been winners, though. And all of them are pretty easy trades, too, which is nice. But yeah, in terms of the trades today, first I alerted, well, these were the SPY calls I alerted yesterday. Those were already like running in the morning because they expired tomorrow. But these I think were up like 200. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, those SPY calls I alerted yesterday were up 220% the highs. I alerted those at 2:51 p.m. yesterday. But then this morning, the first alert was DraftKings. Let's see. So yeah, again, shout out to Compact Connor, I believe, on Twitter. So that triangle played out very quickly in the morning. I FOMO'd a little bit, and I got in at a horrible area, and this actually did not work out for me, and it's only my fault. I just didn't enter where I was supposed to. But then when it basically I was entering like up over here like an idiot, just not following my rules like I usually do. I just thought that it was going to take out these highs, and then it just started losing volume. But when it came down to back tests, I instead alerted slightly different calls to premium members. There was also like this flag over here. Basically, it made it move up to like around over here, and the calls went up about 30% at the highs. That was the first one today. Nerve.
Loving the alerts.
Thank you for the $10 tip, Nerve. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate it. Vibes in the chat for Nerve. First tip in a while. Appreciate you. So yeah, thank you. And alerts, yeah, they've been pretty good. So it's awesome. Yeah, and then I alerted some SPY puts. This, I don't know. I alerted, you could see this wedge in the classic bearish divergence. It was up over like 2% at the time, I believe. And pretty much you see this 405, you can't actually see it, but this orange line that you see over here, it's 405.62. Basically, it just went down to this first support I drew and it just bounced off of it. They went up 20%. That was literally it. But those were alerts today. Today's alerts were, they were all right. Yes, like the last 2-3 days, the alerts were pretty nice. So yeah, and also the watches has been doing great. I shared AMC and CLOV yesterday. I'm sure you saw what those were up. Those were up very nicely in the morning. This is the weekly watches I sent over the weekend. Actually, I sent this on Monday, I believe. A lot of them have been doing pretty well this week. But yeah, that's the week so far. And that's where we're at. So pretty much my coverage for/from today. Any tick requests, let me know. Drop them in the chat, and I don't mind looking at any. Nothing I say is financial advice. Just remember that. As if I don't say it 1,000 times a day. But I'll wait a little bit, see if anybody needs me to look at any charts. And if not, another quick stream. I don't know, the streams have just been very, very... I really appreciate you, 13, but like... But just not a lot of people showing up compared to normal lately. Which is interesting because trades have been doing well. Typically, it's very aligned with like how the trade's doing. I don't even know, but I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And those who want to watch, I really appreciate it. Sure, we can take a look at ROKU. Testing a breakout of this descending broadening wedge. I think 101's a key level I'd like to see it get back above, and then supports around 75-ish, 74-ish. American Airlines. The other thing though, like to be fair, like the views like after the stream are still the same. I think it's just because I'm streaming like an hour early every night right now. A lot of people are still watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, thank you very much as well. I know like the majority of people are just watching the replay and not watching the live now. So I still appreciate you too, by the way. But you 11 like live right now, you're the best, okay? American Airlines, I've got 2 different supply lines here. I've got like this long-term like bump and run type supply line, this white one. It's kind of like broken out of it now, maybe back testing it. And then if we just ignore this, I've got this wedge charted over here. Got a little bit of like a dragon pattern going on over here that you just broke the supply line of. I'd say next resistance is 18, supports around 15 from these lows. Prediction for the SPY tomorrow, we just talked about the SPY. I don't really give that much of like a prediction. I don't know, you know, I want to see how it reacts. It's at a very critical area. Again, break above this level, that could be good. Break under this level, that could not be good. But I need to see what the candles and the volume look like intraday as well. I don't really try to predict the SPY like for the next day. I like waking up in the morning and seeing how it looks and then trading it intraday. That makes sense. Alright, so thank you for watching the stream. I hope you all have a good night. It's the final stream of the week. Next stream will be on Monday. Monday market's closed. So next stream will be on Tuesday. So it's going to be a while. And on Sunday, I'm going to be doing a workshop in premium. It's going to be about how to read the market. That's going to be this Sunday at 4 p.m. EST. Should be a little bit under an hour. If you want to join, the link to join premium is in the description, or it's in this channel notice and premium. So this workshop's going down here on Sunday. It'll be in the Discord in this channel most likely. So if you're in premium, make sure you mark that on your calendar, and I'll see you there and I'll talk to you there. There's going to be a Q&A section of that call as well. And that's where we're at. All right. Thank you for watching the stream. Hope you all have a good night, a good weekend. And if you decide to trade tomorrow, good luck. All right. Peace out.